you would expect that from your parents as well, but I didn't get that, so I think I just got shocked inside and then I started crying.
We were really getting on and I kind of freaked out too much, ditched it, sorry, bye, I like girls. He was left alone and we kind of broke things up because I was probably in denial that I liked guys at that point.
Alright, hey guys, and welcome back to today's video. So today's actually going to be a very different video from what we usually film.
In a different area too!
Yeah, so currently we're in our basement because this is the only room that has light and it's currently very dark out.
Oh gosh, what time is it, baby? Oh, sorry baby, I didn't mean to wake you up. So it's currently 6:30 and it's winter, so it's pitch black out. Winston, apparently it's bedtime for him right now, but we have got a story time for you today.
Yeah guys, so basically we got this question a lot, like we keep getting it over and over again, and I've never actually done a video on this, surprisingly. I thought I did in the past, but I haven't.
Oh, you did it for my channel. So when I first started my YouTube channel, I told my coming out story, and Nick guided me through it because it was my first ever video. But now I think it's appropriate, now that we've grown as gays, know a bit more about ourselves, and I've obviously been in a pretty public gay relationship for a few years now. So
basically today we'll be giving you guys our coming out stories, how we did it, how it happened, what our parents said, and all the tea. So if y'all want to hear upon the tea of our coming out stories, stick around. I think both of our coming out stories were a bit unexpected. So Ant's gonna go first with his story time.
Okay, so ever since I was 12 years old, I've obviously had a slight interest in the guys, and the first thing I typed into Google is I think I'm gay, and it all came up with blogs about people going through bi phases and bi curiosity. So I was like, oh yeah, that's probably it. I'm just growing up, I'm going through puberty, I'm growing into a man. By the way, I was 12 at this point, and obviously first started to like guys, but I'm the type of person to not really care about things, so I was just like, oh yeah, it's probably bi curiosity, that's it. But little did I know, a few years later, until I was about 15, I started to really dive in deep because it was still persisting, and obviously I wasn't just curious at that point, I was pretty eager to find out. So at age 15, I really kind of dived in deep with it and kind of came to the conclusion that I really do like guys, but I kind of like girls, and it's really hard to find out because I haven't done anything with anyone at this point. I'm literally just a young 15-year-old kid who only likes football, couldn't really care less about sex, but is kind of interested in diving into it, doesn't know how because he doesn't know who he is, he doesn't know what he likes. How is anyone at that age meant to know, you know? At age 17 I was like, okay, that's it, I'm still liking guys, bi curiosity phase is out the window, but I hated the word gay, and I'm like, I can't just be gay, I can't. Like, how do I know if I have never tried? That's it, I'm going to be bisexual. So I labelled myself as bisexual purely because I didn't try anything. And I kind of rolled with that all the way up until I met Nick. However, before Nick, I got into my first phase of kind of only liking guys and not really girls anymore. So I dived in deep, went on Tinder, I was 18 or 19 at this point, and went on my first date with a guy. Did some things, really kind of liked it, kind of freaked me out a little bit as well because I was probably in denial that I liked guys at that point. We were really getting on and I kind of freaked out too much, ditched it, sorry, bye, I like girls. He was left alone and we kind of broke things up after 2 weeks of seeing each other pretty much every day.
Poor guy.
Are you jealous?
No.
Why would you be jealous? Because that led to me really diving in deep about who I was. I like guys, definitely. It just was, I had to go through that process to really understand. I could never see myself in a relationship with a girl. I just don't understand girls. I understand guys because I'm a guy. Fast forward, I've skipped a few things right here because I was in denial for a while. Until Nick came along into my life and I DM'd him. We've done a video about this if you want to see my first DM with him. And he really changed the course of like who I was, what I would do in my life, and why I actually came out to my parents. So it wasn't until dating Nick for 5 months, and he actually ended up moving to England with me because we were a long distance couple. We had a little chat. I was still closeted at this point, and my family knew Nick, but he was just my best friend Jordan, if you're watching this. He was your cousin, apparently, from Canada, even though you're British. Okay, so we made up a little fake story so Nick would come into our house and, you know, we would hang out.
Well, you forgot to tell them that you actually watched my YouTube video where I came out.
No, we don't need to do that.
Yeah, so he was a fan of me.
I wasn't a fan, but what?
He watched my YouTube video where I came out, and he was like, "Oh, it helped me out a lot."
So
and I was like, "Oh, I love helping fans."
Anyway, so YouTube is actually a very, very good way of coming out, and this is one of the videos that I would have probably watched when I was coming out to really understand who I was.
But did you come out to YouTube first or your parents first?
Okay, I came out to Instagram first. My sister saw it, and everyone was like, "Oh, cute," and I posted it, not meaning for it to be my.
Well, tell them what you posted. They have no idea what you posted.
You were on top of my back, and I was looking up to you, smiling, and you were looking very gay at me.
Oh, we could have been besties.
We could have just been very, very close.
We could have just been bros.
Bros with benefits.
Ew. Grim.
And then I came out to my friends, but I came out to them one by one because I was so scared that I couldn't do it all as a group. I don't know what. I get it. It's a scary thing, and it's the same feeling. And I got a lot of confidence. I felt a lot more free when I came out to my friends. So it wasn't obviously until 5 months into our relationship where we had that chat, and I decided I really have to do it. I cried so many times at so many failed attempts to come out to my parents, such as planning it, walking back and forth, pacing in my room, coming out a story in my head, how am I going to do it, how am I going to tell my parents, walk down the stairs, and they freaking tell me off for a messy plate or something. I can't remember what it was, but they told me to go clean my bedroom or something, so I went right back upstairs and
well, that's no surprise. So, I yell at you for being messy every day.
Yeah, well, there we go, that's the trend. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be, and there's so many times that happened, 3 or 4 times where I shied away or something wasn't quite right. One day, she outed me to my auntie, and then my auntie went and said, "Aunt, do you want to come have a walk?" This was at a family gathering, by the way. So me and my auntie, she was so lovely, she talked to me so calm, she just simply said, "Aunt, Mum and Dad won't care." End of the story, my sister outed me to my auntie.
Which, by the way, if you know someone that's gay, or you have a sibling that's gay or a cousin, and they haven't fully come out publicly yet, do not come out for them. They don't need a referee. They don't need someone to fucking do it for them.
Screw you, Carrie! In fact, you changed my life, because I don't think I would have done it otherwise. And I wouldn't have probably done it for another few months.
No, I would have forced you.
Yeah, well, great.
Well, sorry, we're only dating for 6 months, Jesus.
I wanted this relationship so badly that I had to build up the courage enough to do so.
How did your parents react when you finally came out?
Yeah, so the reassurance from my auntie and my parents literally just said, "Okay."
Wow.
And I was like, "Yeah, so Nick's my boyfriend."
Fucking hell. Okay, keep going.
So my parents literally just said, "Okay." And I was like, "Yeah, so we're boyfriends." She was like, "So?"
She was like, "So you're dating your friend's cousin?"
Ew! No, and they were completely chill with it, and I started bawling down with tears because I was so built up with stress, anxiety about the situation, and at the end of the day I had nothing to worry about because my parents are my parents and my family is my family, and I knew my family wouldn't care. There was still something inside of me that was so scary to do so, and it took about 2 weeks for me to even be comfortable after that with developing myself and being out there. But things got back to well, things never changed. It just changed in my head. Like, I'm the only person that cared enough about the situation to think it changed. In reality, nothing did change. Okay, guys, so we're gonna tell you guys our advices on coming out at the end of the video. But now, before we end off the video, now it's my story about coming out. I think I have more traditional parents, so it went a bit differently than Anne. So I came out a while ago. God, I'm so fucking old. Almost like 5 years ago. I'm gonna cry. Anyway, it's been 5 years almost. So I think I was like 16 or 17 when I came out. The thing that made me want to come out, well, I mean, I always knew I liked boys and girls like my whole life, so I always kind of knew, but I just didn't know if my feelings were valid or not. At the time, I was obsessed with Shane Dawson, and I watched all his videos, and he had done a video where he came out as bi,
and every single thing he had said in this coming out video, I related to. It's actually like a really good video, so if you guys are struggling with your sexuality, even though he's like in a lot of drama right now, I recommend watching his coming out video because it's actually helped me a lot. So that helped me come to terms, I think, with the word bisexual in my head. Because prior to that, I was always like, well, maybe I'm just like bi-curious, like you were saying.
Yeah.
I was always just like, oh, I can just fake it and just like girls, whatever.
I really feel like labels, like fuck labels, like you like who you like. Doesn't really matter what you categorize yourself as long as you are with the right person at the end of the day. Like, it doesn't matter.
Anyways,
okay,
so my story, it took me like maybe like a year to fully come out to people because I was really nervous about it. So I have a more traditional family. Like my dad is like purely from Quebec, like small town French, a straight man. And my mom's Italian, so you know, they're a bit more traditional as well. And they would also say comments like at restaurants and stuff. So especially my dad. So it was always a little hard for me to want to come out because, like, let's just at a restaurant there was like 2 gay guys kissing. My dad would always have a comment to say about them. And so me being gay inside, it was hard for me to come out to him because I was like, okay, well, he has a comment to say about them. Is he like that same way about me?
But I feel like that's because parents kind of know and they want to hint it. They think they're doing the right thing. And
no, he's been doing that since I was like 5. Fast forward a couple of years, like maybe 1 or 2 years, I want to start experimenting with my sexuality. I want to start dating boys because I had done a few things with the girls, but like it was nothing serious. I was kind of over it.
What was that?
Oh, like kiss.
Oh.
Yeah, gross. I'm kidding. Anyways, so yeah, guys. So then I was like, fuck it. I'm just gonna come out to someone so like at least I can get some advice and stuff like that. So first person I came out to was my sister. And that was like in her car. We were like shopping. We got back home and I was like, listen, before you go back into the house, I have to tell you something. I think I'm bisexual. But she was kind of like, okay, like I support you either way, but like, are you sure? Like you've never really tried stuff with girls and guys. Not saying like you should be straight, but she was kind of saying like, are you sure? Because bisexual means you like girls and guys. Like she was like, are you sure you're not just gay? So she was like questioning me about it a bit. But at the end of the day, she was like very supportive of it and like, you know, was like pushing me to like come out to my parents as well.
Yeah, I mean, some people know, but like, if you are on the edge like that, I guess you just do have to try it out.
So I think there's like a video about this on my YouTube channel somewhere because I feel like I might have filmed. I don't know if I filmed it or not, or maybe it's just like okay, anyway, so I assembled all my friends to like this local cafe that we like always went to. We're all gonna meet at this place this time. I have a big announcement to say. I was so extra already. I mean, there wasn't none of us gay, but anyways. No, yeah. So we all meet at this cafe. My like 4 or 5 closest friends were there. And I was just like, okay guys, I'm gay. And of course the amount of support was amazing. And they had no questions like, oh, are you sure, blah, blah, blah. Like, it was just like, whatever you are, I support you and like, whatever. Now, finally, I pumped up the courage to come out to my parents because at this point, I was like over not having boyfriends and like, I wanted to go out and try dating people. So I was like, the second I post this coming out video on social media, then hopefully boys are gonna flood my DMs.
Did they?
No.
Aww.
But, so I was just so ready to come out on social media, but of course, morally, I thought it was wrong to come out on social media before my parents. Kind of like, and I was like pacing back and forth, like me it was like in the hallway. Okay, I'm gonna say this.
And it never goes to plan, right?
Yeah, I was constantly just like pacing and like it was so nerve-wracking. And now I look at myself like 5 years later, I'm like, why was it so nerve-wracking?
Yes,
like,
exactly.
Why? But anyways, so then I went to the living room where my parents were watching TV. I was a bit extra about this. So I shut the TV off and I was like, the real show's about to go down. So I was like, I have something to tell you guys. And then of course my dad was like, already starting his stuff. Oh, what? Do you have like a new YouTube video coming out? Blah, blah, blah. He was like, just like no, not that either. No,
well,
no.
You did. It was your coming out.
True. I should have filmed their reaction, but I was like, I'm gonna give them a slight bit of, you know,
watched it together.
Privacy. Yeah. So then I just did it, and I was like, no, I'm bisexual. Their initial reaction wasn't like Ant's parents at all. For mine were very questioning. I'm not gonna like throw them under the bus because they didn't say stuff like, oh, like why are you blah blah. They were just kind of like, oh, okay. And are you sure? Are you sure you're bi? What is bi? Like they were just very confused because again, they're very traditional, so they weren't really sure what bi was, both my mom and my dad have gay cousins, so they knew what gay was. But when I came out as bi, they were very confused, and they were kind of like, well, are you sure you're bi? Like, so I started crying because it wasn't like the reaction that I hoped for. Because, you know, after having such a positive reaction from like my close friends, no questions, just like, we'll support you. You would expect that from your parents as well, but I didn't get that, so I think I just got shocked inside, and then I started crying. But I think after I started crying, my mom especially started to like reassure me a lot, and she was like, no, like it's not like we're saying this to like be mean or to say we don't accept it. It's just that we don't understand it. Yeah, so it really wasn't the reaction that I was expecting, but I think over time, both my parents did a lot of research on what being bisexual is. I mean, y'all can watch, you know, Q&As on my channel with him, but his mentality has changed so much.
So fluid, and
now now he gives advice to parents like you guys, like your parents on YouTube.
So what advice would you give to those people that maybe don't have these amazing parents that we were lucky enough to have, are frightened about getting kicked out, maybe their country doesn't accept it, and maybe it's a religious factor as well?
So the advice that I always give is always come out first off to someone that you trust, and like even if it's a cousin, an aunt, a teacher, a friend, like if it's anyone in your life that you're pretty close to and you know that they'll support you, come out to them first. If coming out is gonna be like life or death for you, I suggest not to come out and just to wait it out until you can become older, get a job, and move out and move to a safer country. And then once you move there, just live your gay life. Never try to repress your feelings, but just wait till you're in a safer position for sure.
Even if you have a safe country, if you're not self-proficient, which means you don't have any money, you don't have a job, you're still in school, you depend on your parents, and you're really, really scared of their opinion of you and what they might do, i.e. kick you out, wait. Like Nick said, you just need to wait until you're self-proficient and have a plan. If you guys do have any more questions about your sexuality, whatever, coming out, drop them down below in the comments. We're gonna go through all the comments and reply to as many as we can.
And if we can't reply to all the comments and you guys can give advice, read the comments yourselves and try to help people out in the comments, because we're all a big community over here, whether you're part of the LGBT or not. Now, me and Anne are gonna head out, but before we head out, I just wanna tell you guys that if y'all wanna follow from both me and Anne, all you have to do is hit the bell, subscribe, and comment down below. Notification squad, shout out other things, we're gonna go follow you. Alright, that's all our video. We're gonna go, and we're gonna see you guys in the next video. Alright, bye.
Don't forget to DM us on Insta as well.
Thank you. Alright, bye.
Winston has an Insta too.